Let's press the button for the third fridge.
Why is it? Oh, there. We have to press open.
We have to press two buttons. So, hello everyone, this is the brand new Range Rover SV Autobiography, and we're going to see if you should pick this one or a GLS Maybach. Okay guys, so now that we're in the interior of the brand new Range Rover SV Autobiography, I gotta say, it is a stunning cabin in here. Although, you know, with the touchscreen you have a lot of fingerprints and it does get messy over time, it's still an amazing place to be. Let me actually turn it on right now so that you can see majority of what you got in the Range Rover Sport that we were in a couple months back, of which you can click the link up here and you can watch the video. It's still nice in here, and I said it in that video and I'm gonna say it again, it is an amazing interior in here. You got soft leather on the doors. You got the Meridian sound system that's just placed up there. You got the digital gauge cluster right here, of course, and it's saying refuel. And then over here on the infotainment system side of things, it's actually a very good system. I know many people and many journalists have said that it's not really that responsive and not the best, but personally I think it's better than what the MBUX system is, or I'll even go as far as saying better than the iDrive system in the BMW X7. But yeah, you got your weight sensing just right there as you click the button, and majority of your controls, because it is a Range Rover, will just appear on the screen, and it says provides a balanced driving experience optimized for on-road driving. And I don't think many people will actually use that, because we all know how Range Rover drivers are. They think that they're the best, but honestly they're just the best when they go to the shops. So anyway, along here you have obviously your terrain system, and then you have your wireless charging. So if I can actually have my phone right there. Okay, I don't think it's on. Probably have to switch on a button or something. And then when I looked at this shifter right here, I thought it was a marble of some sort or a marshmallow. I actually thought of eating it. Do not judge me. Then if you look here, you got giant cup holders just sitting straight down there. Obviously it's a Range Rover, so you're gonna be having big drinks, you know, going along the coastline, or even go as far as north as like Africa. So now pausing it over to later side, you can actually tell you what it is like on the passenger side.
So coming down to the center console again, you have right under this armrest, this fridge down in here. And we actually saw that Eugene's phone, which is a 6.2-inch phone, can easily fit. And it'll hide away. So it's definitely enough space to fit, I don't know, maybe some small wine glasses, and definitely enough drinks for about a family of 4. And we come back to, well, in my opinion, what is the best infotainment system in the world right now. And we'll cover the back with Matteo.
Okay guys, so now just to go a little bit deeper, dig a little bit deeper into these seatings and how all the mechanisms work. So obviously you go into the seat button here, and you can option which part of each piece you would like to move. So heading over down here, we can deploy the seat to go forward, as well as deploying the footrest, as you'll see now. It is quite a slow process, as it's all mechanical. So obviously now your footrest is out. You do now have space to keep your feet up. Wait for it to go down, and now you have space for your feet. You then can press this and recline it, to which you then feel like you're in a business class flight as everything reclines. And you can now adjust and lay further back. These things can all be set and moved by a touch of a button. So as you see, everything is comfortable in here. The screen adjusts by itself to obviously match with your headline so that it is very visible. And yes, there is no complaints. This is a very nice experience in the back end here. There is nothing you can complain about. I mean, you do feel like you are in some sort of private jet with these seats. And also, as we said before, everything being touch and button orientated is very fun for the little children inside of us. And now I just see what Eugene has found in terms of cameras. So let's look at the more playful things that we can find, because guys, we are children inside.
Guys, I'm a 5-year-old child right now. I just decided to press a button and the 360-degree camera just came on, and you see everything around you. You can literally go into the finest of details just to see what is around you and what surrounds you. it is amazing. Although I do wish it came in the car's color and the spec it actually came in, but I think that's a bit nitpicking. But it's still really nice, still really cool. You can literally see everything, even if someone is trying to rob you or if someone's about to back into you. You can have video footage and just tell them like, yeah, I know that you're about to back into me. So now, actually going back into the back seat, let them continue on about talking about how luxurious and how it feels like a private jet. Yeah.
One other thing that I wanted to mention, and I think Mateo should do this. Can you please try and unmute the radio? Because
Yeah, actually, Eugene, just put the radio on quick. Being in an expensive car,
not make love to your
you
wife
have buttons
for-
everywhere, as we have
what
said.
month are we in?
You can just press the button here. I don't want that noise. You tell the driver straight, I don't like that radio station. You can mute it from the back end. As well, I can control most of the stuff from the top. You can control your reading lights on the side here by your handles. I can even control other people's windows from my side. I can press both. And now it will put both of the shades down on each side, and I can put both of them back up. So you are very much in control of almost the whole car, other than the driving of the car, being seated in the back end here. There is ample space, as to mention, on the sides here to fit something in there, as well as if you're not understanding of these cars, oftentimes the handles are hidden into the side of the door. So if you do not see it first time, there is actually the door handle right over here. You then again have more speaking systems around here, because the whole point of this car is to maximize the sound inside from the speaker system and minimize the sound outside from the rest of the world. Because being in this car, everyone else is a pleb and you look down on them, and hence why you can make the car so tall and so big. And that was the whole purpose of buying a ginormous SUV with this amount of quality and grading inside the car. And heading over here on the roof as well, there is no sense of plastic other than the little bits here, but that, if you complain about that, then there's something wrong with you. But yeah, these seats are absolutely lovely. There's nothing to complain about them. You even do get speaker systems in the headrest to drown out any sort of other road noise that you might have, and also just to immerse you into the screen system, in which we will also get to, when you can play PlayStation or Xbox, or even just watch some Netflix and chill at the back seats here. So heading down to this display now, I'd like to just add that even though this is a grown-up's car, it really is. You really do feel premium. You feel like really high-end. You feel executive being in this car. As much as it is that, it is also a child's car. And all of us men that likes cars all have a tiny little child inside of us that presses every single button that we can find. And it's true. Not only do you have seat adjustments over here, but we figured out by messing around that you can change a whole bunch of things by going on this system. And just to show how great this system actually is, we messed around with it and somehow got everything right. So it's not that hard to actually control. And as you can see, by the press of a button, you can feel like the king of Dubai inside this car. You see the front seats going forward, the back seats will adjust themselves as well. So now you have ample leg rest. You have a seating piece here for your feet. And yes, it's just so easy to control. Now I have enough leg room to keep my legs up. You're being driven around comfortably. You can look at the screen. You can enjoy, sit back and relax, as the seats are all comfortably controlled from the rear end here. As well as some other little goodies, like we found pressing the cup holder. It's just cool. I mean, you don't need it. It's quite easy to just have it like this. But it's cool to have some random buttons to all get inside of our hearts. And then moving on to this tray, which is absolutely a lovely tray to have. You can have your food on there as such. The only one issue is these last pieces here is manually adjusted. This is all very nicely finished. They're all wood, all metal, beautifully finished. There is no complaints with the finishing on this car. There's barely, if you can find some sort of issue with the finishing on this car, I'll take my hats off to you, because in my eyes there isn't much to go against. There is some where the rivals will do better, in terms of with the Bentley, Bentayga, where you do have your own individual trays in the car, and other things from the VW group, such as the high-end Audis, the VWs, and you might get your own individual tray, but that's not too much of a complaint to have. So, including all of that, there is not much to actually complain about here. And all these buttons are all fun to have, so you can mess around. You've got massage seats, you've got heated seats, and on top of that you can control the climate, you can control lighting, you can control even your second fridge Because this car has two. You didn't have enough space in the front or in the rear, so you get two of these massive fridges to keep all your alcohol in and beverages for your long road trips as your driver drives you to Checkers or to Spa or wherever you Woolies, Santon Mom shop. So now
Actually,
heading
there's a third,
to
there's a third
Letu
fridge.
to speak
There's a
about.
third fridge. There's a third one.
Actually, yes, I forgot. Because there's so many buttons on this car,
There's a
let's
fridge
press the
button.
button for the third fridge.
Why is it? Oh, there. We have to.
And talking about fridges, we forgot to mention that there's actually a third fridge.
Yeah.
You have to press a button and then press another button, so it's more complicated than the others. But you do get some nice lighting, and there's actually 2 or 3 individual holders here for, it looks like a champagne bottle and then some glasses to keep as well.
Which is actually a one up from Maybach. So while Mercedes Maybach, you'll have, you know, your champagne flutes or whatever that come with the car. This one obviously doesn't have. But if you do have a glass of whatever, maybe some china or whatever, you can have your golden champagne flutes, your glass champagne flutes, silver ones, whatever you want, and you can store them in here. So your champagne flutes will be the same temperature as the champagne that you're keeping. Something that even Rolls-Royce doesn't have. So that's above Rolls-Royce, above Bentley, and even above Mercedes Maybach. I would want it to rather have champagne flutes over here. And Matteo did mention the table earlier on. I would have preferred to have an individual table. That's just my little preference. And also the fact that you have to move it back yourself and open it up. You know, just a little bit of faff over there. This is something that you would actually not even get in the V-Class. A car that costs arguably, what, a fourth of the price of this?
Yep.
Yeah, you can get one for about a fourth of the price of this. And just a little bit of convenience in a V-Class of all things.
Okay guys, heading on to design, I'd like to just start with how high this car actually is. That you have to almost jump down. Now, I'm an average height in South Africa, and generally around the world, I'm pretty average height. Imagine being a 5'2" Santon woman. No, nothing against you guys, but I'm looking out for you. To get out of this car, it is a hassle. There is no footrest, there's no adjustable suspension like some of the competitors have. As you are getting ready to get out, the car will lower itself and then bring itself back up, which this does not have. And talking about competitors, the Bentayga does not have that either. It does come with a footrest and the extended wheelbase, but it is also not near as high as this car is. As you can see, this is a behemoth of a car. In comparison to me, I look like a child next to it. So not only does it bring out your inner child, it also makes you look like a child when you stand up. Now moving to my other one complaint that I have, obviously soft pros on Range Rover, is these door handles. Obviously they are very nice, they're cool to do, pressing the button to get them to come out, but on the inside here is a very cheap feeling plastic. So as a whole, this door handle, unless you have some sort of force, doesn't feel as good as what it should. But nothing really against it comparing to all the positives that you get from the car. You've got these massive two-tone rims. Obviously, this really nice spec color, which is a special color that costs you 75,000 Rand to option on the car. But why not? You've got a Range Rover, you've got an SV autobiography. Why not go a bit out there with this sort of color? Now quickly, just to move on to the one behind it, there are also option colors like this, which you could have, which I may choose over this, with a very nice cream tan interior. But yeah, my comparison of this color itself is to women's nail paint or lipstick that you can find in this kit. It's not a bad color, but it wouldn't be my personal choice. Obviously, you've got the tow bar, which is able to change in and out from the touch of a button inside of the boot. You do have 4 exhaust pipes, which are underneath, and there's very, I don't even know what to call them as light. They are kind of out there, and I guess it's to your taste. But my personal opinion, I don't know why a Range Rover made this all black with the lighting over here, and it kind of, I don't know what. To me, it's a bit weird, the shape of everything. But the lights are very nice. They are the top of the line lights that you can get on a vehicle. Now, obviously, moving to the side of the car is as long as it is tall, and as I said, it is a very tall, high-raised car. You've got this little bit of a side skirt here, which are in your head would look like some sort of step to get in, but it's not. This car does not have any steps to help you get in the car. So, other than that, the general design of the car isn't too much different than the previous generation. Other than the back end some slight adjustments to the sides, and some slight adjustments to the front grille. When you look at it from the front, not too much of it has changed from the previous generation. So there is not really any complaints, because the previous generation was still a beautiful car, as this one is. The lighting in the front, obviously, is also top of the line. You've got beautiful LEDs and beautiful light systems coming from Range Rover, as you will see in a short which we will post on the whole of this car, because this car is so complicated in a fun way that we can post a huge amount of shorts to it. So let's head on to the next part.
Continue on to speaking about the back seat. I have to mention this pillow. This pillow is amazing. If anyone wasn't watching, I think I'll take this pillow home, but I'm not a person like that. Another thing I actually wanted to speak about was the many functions that you have in here. So a little while back, I was actually playing around with this, and if you see here, this is actually the air suspension. So if you hold there, the car is actually raising right now as we speak. Yeah, you can hear the air compressor thing. And then when I press this button, the tow bar will actually come under there. Obviously you have to wait a bit, because obviously it's a Range Rover. And it welcomes you. I don't know how that's a gift, but I think I'll take that gift.
Right, so this engine cover should actually have a BMW symbol. That's because they're lying. Well, this car is actually powered by a BMW twin turbo V8 engine. That means that the old supercharger, it's gone, it's dead, which I absolutely hate. I really love that supercharged engine, that supercharged V8. It sounded absolutely incredible. It was sort of like a dirty, powerful sound to it. And this car obviously doesn't have that. It's a much softer sound. What I will mention though is that it does have equal power figures to the BMW X7 M60 Li, which means that you have about 390 kilowatts of power and about 700 newton meters of torque, which is a lot. But that does mean that this car goes from 0 to 100 in about 4.4 seconds. That's claimed from JLR. It might be a little faster, or it might be a little slower. Remember, this is a BMW engine we're talking about, so we don't really know whether the figures are claimed to be true or if they're a little bit false.
Okay guys, so now that we've actually come to the end of this wonderful review, what do we actually think about it? Compared to its rivals like a Maybach or a Bentayga, it's kind of like an in-between. And obviously from all three of us, we love it. We love the interior, we love the tech. And well, it's such an amazing car. I think personally, I wouldn't pay almost 5 million rand for it. I'd probably go a bit lower for 4 million. But then again, it's a Range Rover. If you buy a Range Rover, you're probably going to option it out to the fullest spec. So thanks again for watching. Thanks again for getting us to 400 subscribers. We're on the way to being monetized soon. So if you want to continue seeing reviews like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well as the like button. And well, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.